Hello.
Hey. Hi.
I feel like it's been a while. First of all, welcome back to the Poor Decision Show. I am your host, Anissa, and we also have our other host,
Anna. I forgot my own name there for a second.
I know. I feel like it's been a while since, one, it's just been me and you, and two, since there's been like a new episode. Only because we took a week off last week, and then the week before we gave you guys the story time tapes, which I hope you guys enjoy. That was like some of our fun moments from the show. There's still so many more other fun moments, but 26 minutes was enough.
Yeah. 26 minutes of listening to chaos, of course.
Yeah, so it was good. It was fun. So it's been a while. How you doing? What you been up to since we've been off air, I guess is the best way to explain it.
What have I been up to? In terms of, I've just been working and honestly just getting myself together. Every time I get better, I get sick again. It's just a revolving door and cycle. I'm praying to God that I'm on the other end. Although I need to go get some vitamins. Although I'm really believing these vitamins are not working because I'm on a cocktail of them. Maybe I'm on the wrong ones. I don't know.
And you know with vitamins, some of them absorb the other one, so it doesn't have effects or something like that.
I did not know that.
Didn't you know that? Do you know what happened? Let me tell you how I found this out. Because remember, I think this was last year, and I was in the group chat about it. The ratchets. I was saying that I was concerned about taking certain vitamins because I thought, can you mix all these different vitamins? And then all of you were saying to me, yeah, it's fine. Blah, blah. Anyway, I had Googled it and all this other stuff. I think I asked the people in Holland about it as well, and they were saying, I guess it's not. There's certain things that cancel out other things. So I can't remember. I'm gonna have to Google it to get the specific. But like, let's say for example, they say vitamin D might absorb B12. So if you take those two different vitamins, it would absorb it, and so you wouldn't get the benefits of it. I'm not saying that's the truth. That was just a random example of the head. But some of these vitamins absorb the other one, and so you don't get the benefits of it. So maybe just make sure you know exactly what you are taking.
Because I mean, I'm taking a multivitamin. I'm taking a multivitamin, cod liver oil, a vitamin D. Although I feel like I'm getting vitamin D in the multivitamin. A skin, hair, and nails, and then a biotin. So I'm thinking maybe I should get like an energy one. There was one point where I was on some sort of one that was close to iron, but not iron, because the iron ones like taste funny and I can't get into it.
But I know, but some people use those liquid iron supplements. I don't know if they're good.
Or like that fluoroxide or whatever.
I don't know if they have vitamins for it, but I was saying to myself, I need to go to Holland Barrett's anyway. I need some for focus. Like I feel like I need like general levels of focus.
They have like medicine for that. Although I think you have to be prescribed. I'm not saying
that's
you
what
want that,
no.
but I'm just saying.
I don't need that. It's just like, for example, like when like I'm PMSing, I've got such a foggy mind, I can't focus at all. So I just want like maybe like a natural supplement to help me have a bit more of a concentrated focus.
When that PMS fog comes, I don't know who I am.
So who I am, what the day is.
Yeah. There's a vitamin for that. Please let me know, because I don't know who I am.
So I just want some I just need something to help me target focus. But what I have been taking lately, as you guys know, I've been taking. Well, actually, I'm saying that you guys know, but you don't.
Yeah, I do.
But I mean, obviously on TikTok. No, I've told you, but then did a bit about it on TikTok. I'm taking this collagen protein powder.
Oh yeah, you did so.
Because I wanted to have more collagen in my life.
Can you explain to me, what does collagen do? Why you need more of it in your life? Sorry, I don't want it to be a science lesson, but what do you need more of?
Okay, so there's different types of collagen, and they can do different types of things.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. And so even the way that you can have it as a supplement is in so many different ways. Like you can get it in liquid, you can get it in vitamins. Sometimes you can even get in like topical creams and things like that.
Creams.
And you know, also I believe at one point they used to inject people with like collagen. That was the not so good collagen. But anyway,
well, that's what I'm saying. When I hear collagen, I think filler, lip filler, because of how old school. That's what.
Yeah. Because I don't know what they're using now, but yeah. Or Dermafill now. Anyway, let's not get into it because I don't know. But so the collagen that I take is for hair and skin, and it improves hair and skin. And what you'll find is, especially if you take that hair, skin, and I don't know if it's in the hair, skin, and nails one in Holland and Barrett's anymore. They keep changing their formula. Catch that tea. In their hair gummies, at least in Holland and Barrett's, they've added collagen into their vitamins. So they've added a lot of collagen into the ingredients now, because it does a lot for skin and nails. Anyway, so I'm taking it for hair and skin, And but I'm taking a collagen protein powder because also I need protein, obviously, to help me get a little bit more leaner. Now, the issue that I have is I never liked traditional protein powders. That's why I never stuck with them for so long. Didn't like the taste, the flavor. I didn't like the way they mixed into things.
The way you were doing them pancakes, girl.
No, but that was different. That was the protein pancake mix, not a protein powder.
I didn't realize that was specific pancake powder. I thought that's powder.
It was a pancake mix that was mixed in with protein powder. And so that's why the only thing you had to do was add water and then fry it.
You know, for real, I thought you were just adding that to your batter and working it up.
No. No.
Right, that's right.
So no, I've never just liked protein powder by itself. Yeah, I've never liked protein powder by itself. Sorry. I have reminded myself about one thing I wanted to talk to you about on this episode of Poor Decisions, and it just came to my mind because I have to take you to Poor Decisions court, but that's another decision.
What the hell have I done?
Sorry, I feel like I'm always confronting people like this. Like confronting Carl. Anyway, but the point was, I started taking this collagen protein powder, and the way that I'm starting to look lean, crazy.
Should I take the powder? Do you think I like the powder?
Oh, the powder, it doesn't taste like anything, and I literally...
Do you just put a spoon in your mouth?
No, you can
you're meant to like Horlicks or hot chocolate.
Crazy. No. You mix it in with something. So they say to you can mix it in with like your porridge, or if you want to do your pancakes, or if you want to bake treats, or you can do it in with your tea, your coffee. You can even put in water. You can put in smoothies, anything.
I'm not going to be on the pancakes.
So what I do is I just make a smoothie at home. Like I might make a peanut smoothie, like not peanut, a banana and peanut smoothie.
Peanut.
Yeah, banana and peanut. More of a shake, that is. Or I'll make like a strawberry and banana smoothie. But yesterday I was making an all berry smoothie, so it's all the berries, then you just put a little bit of the powder in.
You act like when I say stuff to you, especially about things I eat and drink, who are you? What the hell is this?
So that's but I told you I was buying a blender for the smoothie purposes.
I knew you buy the blender. I knew you want the smoothie, the powder.
Because that's the only way that's the only way I can take the powder. So I can take the powder daily. You have to take it daily. You got two tablespoons a day, and so I've got to take it daily. Don't do like that. It's like vitamins. You take it daily.
But 2 tablespoons is a big amount of powder.
Yes, but you only need to mix it in with something that's 200 ml. So it's really not that much, honestly. And put in a smoothie. Happy days. Anyway, the point is I'm seeing results.
Anyway, how have you been? What have you been up to? This is long-winded collagen powder and peanut smoothies.
Do you know, well, maybe if you're interrupting me with all your anecdotes.
I was just asking. I was asking a question. What anecdotes did I have? I was asking because I'm confused.
When you were in the house, I thought you were just mixing.
Because I was in the house. I didn't. When we were in the house, I did not know.
Okay.
Well, there we go. How have you been? What have you been?
I have been okay. We went to Disneyland since you guys have last seen us properly.
A 1-day trip.
Oh my gosh, guys. I timed it. It was 10 hours and 27 minutes we spent exactly in France.
That's short. That's a lot shorter than it felt.
Do you know what it is? It felt like...
Yo.
It felt like 100 hours in Paris, but it was really just 10 hours and 27 minutes. I literally put a stopwatch from the moment we landed to the moment we took off, and that's how I knew we were 10 hours and 27 minutes.
That's probably where I probably got the illness from. We were outside all day. And it was chilty.
It was chapping.
Thank God I had the gloves. I had to buy a hat.
Thank God you gave me gloves.
Oh yeah, thank God I gave you gloves, girl. It was freezing.
And I bought these cute air muffs. The thing is, the air muffs and stuff, like, obviously it was wicked expensive because it's Disneyland. Now it's like, what am I going to do with these Mickey Mouse air muffs?
It was so expensive.
But it was good. The only thing I didn't like about Disneyland was all the kids. And then secondly, the food.
Oh yeah, the food was
obviously
horrendous.
It's a place for kids, but I think they should have some adult days or like an adult night. Do you get what I mean? Because how many adults were there? Just families up, adults, couples, everything.
Yeah.
Like even people like us.
I feel like there were more adults than kids.
Exactly. So the kids just come and they just ruin everything. They're just so bratty and nasty.
To me, it wasn't even the kids. I just felt like it was, do you know what? It's nice, it's magical. I get all of that and stuff like that. Maybe it'd be different if we went in the summer, although I still had a good time in terms of the weather. What I didn't like is that there was more shops than everything else to do. Like there were more merchandise shops than anything to do. To me, like the park was just like a big merch shop. Like every type of Disney merch you could get.
Everything. They were selling everything
to do. Like there were things to do and there was food, but like I did not enjoy the food. If you go on to my food page, you'll see the day we spent in Paris, and you'll know that I was hungry, starving, and famished.
A lot was going on. The food wasn't great. But they were just trying to sell you everything at any moment. If they could have sold the air there, they would have bottled it up and sold it to you.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, yeah, it was good experience. I didn't like the shuttle bus that took 11 million
The shuttle
hours.
bus itself wasn't bad. I think the issue with the shuttle bus was they didn't let us know that they were stopping every.
Oh my God. I couldn't take it. When I tell you, on the way there, I was like, what is going on? I was saying to Anissa, we don't get to the park this time. We'll be leaving the park in X amount of hours because we got to go. Like, I did not listen. Left, right,
bus
center.
back. We spent
it was like 45 minutes to an hour just going around the local hotels of the area before we moved to the airport, and we made the executive decision to leave early so we didn't like miss our flight, because we took plane instead of Eurostar, which was good thinking despite our flight then being delayed.
Yes, and that's the thing, our flight was delayed, and if our flight hadn't been delayed, we would have been home earlier, we would have made the Lisbon flight, all this stuff. But anyway, the point was, I definitely preferred flying. I know a lot of people do it the Eurostar way, but I just think the flight was so quick. We were up, down, all around.
The flight was so good. And I love the airport. So I didn't have a problem with the airport.
Love it.
Let's mosey, duty free. I'm here for it.
Let's
love
fly.
the airport. We had got the Piccadilly line down to Heathrow. So it was just great. And what I didn't like is why every time I'm in the airport, I seemingly get stopped. I really don't understand that. Like, I can't understand.
Do you think it's like you have a suspicious face?
The thing is, I know that like reasons why they stop people at the airport is because people fit like their suspicious categories. But I'm trying to understand, what categories do I fall in? Why is my score so high that it's me? Because it ain't you. And I'm confused.
Maybe it's the look on your face.
It's not the look on my face. Because there was nobody even like in whatever terminal we were in, you just scan the passport so you can even get to the security bit. Mine weren't scanning. They're telling me I need to go to the visa point. And I'm thinking, visa? Not like that, but I'm just thinking visa point. Like, what do I need visa point? I'm going to France and my passport's British. And then the man was like, but as before I even gave the man my passport, and I'm like, sorry, the thing won't let me through. They told me to come to the visa point. He's looking at me like, why are you here? He's like, why are they going to do that to you? And I'm thinking, and then he scans it through and he's like, oh, he has no reason. He doesn't understand. I'm like, exactly. But that's just one example of when I've been stopped. I'm always stopped for my bag to be searched. Like, I don't know what it is that I'm giving off or doing.
Well, as I said,
and I've watched the border
maybe
force.
it's the look on your face, even in your passport photo. Maybe something of it looks suspicious. I don't know.
In the passport photo, your passport photo should then just look as equally suspicious, because we were both in the back of Cracker Jack.
Maybe there was a different look in my eye. I don't know.
We were both in the back of Cracker Jack.
But that's nothing. It's the look on the face. Doesn't the location. It's maybe the look on your face or the look in your eyes. Were you conveying, I'm a stand-up citizen, or were you conveying suspicious?
No, honey. Stand-up citizen. I've watched enough border force. And, oh God, what's the one on Disney Channel? But it's only in Brazil and they only speak Spanish.
No, I don't know.
It's called like airport security. They only speak Spanish.
And if it's in Brazil, they're not speaking Spanish.
Apologies.
There we go.
Apologies. Sorry. I've watched enough of that. So, but whatever.
Well, when you go to get your passport redone, just think happy eyes.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because actually, maybe the new passport, there might be a new difference. Like maybe there's something marked against your specific passport.
Why are you going to say that?
Not to say, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, but we had fun in Disneyland.
We did. We did have a Disneyland.
I think, how many euros did I pay for that hat that I now have at home? It's either 20 or 30. I can't remember which one. But now I've got a new expensive bubble hat.
I've got expensive earmuffs. Exactly.
Love the man.
What I've been also doing this week is I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole. And I somehow ended up rewatching. I don't know if you remember. This was a couple years ago in the pandemic. So there's I think it's like a YouTube show on there's a YouTube show, and Lisaraye's on it with Vivica Fox.
Cocktails with Queens.
Yeah, Cocktails with Queens.
I thought that was on
No, it's Queens with Cocktails.
Oh,
or Queens with Cocktails. I don't know.
Fox Soul was the channel. I didn't realize it was a YouTube channel.
I don't know. Well, I'm watching this on YouTube, so I don't know if it's.
Okay, sorry,
I don't know anything else. But Queens with Cocktails or Cocktails with Queens, whatever the name is. And I stumbled upon the clip again of when it's Vivica Fox, Lisaraye, Selena Johnson, and Claudia Jordan.
Down woman.
And Selena was looking banging in this clip as
Selena
well.
always looks good.
She was looking good. But it's when, I guess it's lisaraye's birthday. So they surprise her with her sister, Brat. And it does not go well.
Oh,
And let me tell you one thing. I was literally last night, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Like, this was so funny because as soon as they're like, here's the Brat to say happy birthday, lisaraye puts her hands over her face for 10 minutes. She's not you can't even see her expression for 10 minutes. And they all think like she's overwhelmed with emotion. So Claudia's like, oh, this is so beautiful. Lisa's really touched by this Brat. And it's like, but I think
the Brat do?
No, this is the because the Brat first starts this whole spiel about happy birthday, my older sister, blah, blah, blah. And I think the Brat's starting to realize, because it's been 10 minutes, Lisa has not even said thank you spoken. We haven't seen her hands move from her face, right? I think the Brat's starting to realize this is not going well. So the Brat goes, I know we've been distant and we haven't spoken in a while, but you know, there's always love there. And I think that's then what sets Lisa off. And Lisa is cussing, whatever. Claudia, Vivica and Selena try to get on. And she's like, you don't know what the F is going on with me and my sister. You don't know what the F is going on. But she know. That's what Lisa's doing with the camera. Lisa is going off on the Brat. So Claudia and them are trying to mediate, and they're like, no, the Brat, like, she's come here, she's trying to give you an olive branch, because they didn't know that Lisa and the Brat had a problem. And
that is so painful.
the Brat's like, this is exactly why I haven't tried to talk to you, because, you know, you'll do this and you'll do that. And then Lisa
do you think the Brat thought that Lisa wouldn't blow up like that on this platform?
Well, they talk about that afterwards, but Lisa, the Brat, they were arguing about their specific issue, but in code. And then the Brat was saying, this is why I haven't reached out to you, not about the show, but about the specific issue, because I know exactly how you are. And then Selena and Vivica and Claudia are trying to calm lisaraye down. Lisa's not having it, basically telling them told them to mind their business and stay out of it. Lisa's going off. It is so awkward. It looks like the Brat wants to start crying. And anyway, this is a 20-minute clip. It goes on for 20 minutes, right? And then it ends. Literally, I was cracking up. It's so funny. Do you know what it is? Because it was so awkward. Like, Claudia and Vivica and Selena are sitting there like, we thought we were going to surprise you for your birthday with your sister. We didn't realize you had beef. So they're trying to mediate it. As women, we need to come together. And then Lisa's going, you don't know what the F is going on. You don't know what the F is going on. Lisa is swearing, gangster, up in the screen, everything. I'm sitting there cracking up. Anyway, there's 2 more clips afterwards where Lisa comes back next week, apologizes to all the girls about how she spoke to them, and explains what happened. And she was like, look, like, none of you guys knew me and my sister were having an issue because I didn't make it public. But when she came on this platform, I couldn't fake it. And one of my biggest issues were, you don't want to talk to me in private, but you want to come on this public platform and want to be fake and act like we're cool. And that's why I reacted like that. And I thought to myself, the craziest thing is, whether you're a celebrity, public platform, private platform, whatever, when sisters start fighting, it's going to start getting crazy. And I've realized you have to stay out of it, because Claudia kept trying to mediate it. And so Lisa actually had to say to Claudia, you know, specifically, I'm sorry for you. And Claudia was like, yeah, thank you, because I did feel a certain type of way. And I thought, Claudia, you shouldn't feel a certain type of way, because
mind your business.
You mind your business.
Family business.
Yeah, that's what I felt like she should. That's exactly what I felt like she should have. But the clip was so funny, but it literally made me think, this is why you don't mediate other people's family's business.
I know, you stay out of people's family business. That's one thing. When family is fighting, it's not my business. I'm letting it be. I'm doing absolutely nothing, because the reality situation is, one day these people are going to be okay again, and you're going to be known for getting in the mix when you shouldn't be in the mix. And sisters fight, honestly. And sometimes you know what your sister's like. Like, for instance, when Anissa is in a very, let's say, go ahead. I don't even know what word to describe it, really. I really don't. When Anissa's in one of those moods, oh my gosh. It's like you don't even want your feet to make a sound on the ground. Honestly. And it's like, either I rock the boat or I ignore her. If I ignore her, she's going to have to get her mind together, and then it will be okay. If I rock the boat, it's just going to be, I don't want the fire from the dragon, basically. So if, for instance, when you and me are having friction, I don't want people to get involved, because I'll calm down and be patient. I'll be okay. I know I've got to wait Anissa out. However, if other people get in the mix, it's just gonna get everything too spicy. So you know your sister, you know the limits, so you know how to like maneuver. Do you know what I mean? Especially since we're twins. Conflict resolution is something we've had to work on throughout the entire relationship of being twins. It's difficult at times. However, we can't. Some people getting in the middle doesn't allow for conflict resolution to happen.
Exactly. But there've been so many lies just told in that last
There
thing.
was no lies.
I was actually restraining myself in this chair. That you have to wait for me. Okay. The point is, let me just be clear. I have a short temper. But as short as it starts is as short as it goes. Like, it moves very quickly. But you know, your temper is going to take you over and cascade you for days. And I get over things very, very quickly. But you don't get over things quickly. And so it just takes forever to get you okay. Like, I could be in a bad mood or whatever. But by the evening, might be able to carry on and still enjoy myself. But you can't. The whole day is wrecked and ruined. And it's like, it's so crazy because if I've had an argument, then she can say sorry to me. And you know what? Okay, I can take it and move on. It's like you almost have to be at your feet to like apologize for you to get over things. And I just think it's so crazy. And you have to think about me. I'm really, when I do have a short temper fuse, it's every once, like it's in a blue moon because I'm a joyous person. Not to say that you're not a joyous person. What I'm saying is you tend to might be spieling your feelings much more about, like maybe if you had a stressful day at work and it's like there's, lots of stuff is going on and that's not really my bag. And so I really find what you're saying far-fetched. I do.
Oh my gosh.
I think the exact same thing about you. And that's how I feel.
Do you know what's so crazy? I was just about to say when you started this, you have such a lack of self-awareness, but I didn't want to start a fight.
I have lack of self-awareness.
See, I didn't want to start a fight because I knew she'd blow up when she said that.
I actually don't have a lack of self-awareness.
She goes into the spiel of me. I'm thinking, wait, hang on a minute. What the hell is she talking about? The same exact way you're describing me. Is this? It's
no,
how I describe you.
I let things go very quickly. I let things go way quicker than you do. Please be for real.
No,
Please be for real on this microphone.
No. There's no on earth you're saying this. There's no crazy. I can drop things within hours. For days, things could go for you.
You can drop things in hours. No. Your headband is too tight because the delusion that is warming over you is the most
such a lie.
It's actually insane. It's actually insane.
Do you know what? No, let it go. Because I think I'm here to fight about who can let things go or not. I can let it go, so I'm letting it go because I don't want us to fight. I'm letting it go.
Do you know what? An injustice has been served to me on this podcast because it doesn't make sense what you're saying. But it's okay. I'm not biting. Let it go. Let it go.
I'm not going to bite.
Let it go.
I'm not going to
let
bite.
it go.
I will not.
Do you know what?
Temptation.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
We're going to have to agree to disagree because that's all that we can do.
Listen, let me tell you something. The only thing I can do is work on myself.
And I'm glad you're doing that.
The only thing I can do is work on myself, continue to grow,
hallelujah.
Be forgiving.
Hallelujah.
Let go. And have total or at least a try and full self-awareness of myself, my emotions, and the spectrum. But yeah, I mean, sisters fight. But you know what I was thinking about when you're talking about lisaraye and brat?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, talk about Lisa.
I don't know what just happened. I was thinking about the Braxton family values because they are sisters who fight, and a lot of the fights that like Tamar versus the other sisters have had tends to be around Tamar. Well, one, Tamar just being disrespectful to them, but two, like some of their notorious fights have been about Tamar's staff, as they would like to say, like getting in the mix.
Her staff,
and that's
her
like
husband.
enough. Oh yeah,
her ex-husband. Oh, yeah.
Oh, but talking about husbands, oh my gosh, have you watched SWV and Escape? I don't mean to pinpoint.
Their R&B
the R&B
queen.
show.
Yeah.
I haven't watched all of it, but
I've watched the first episode,
and I saw Tamika accuse Latosha and Latosha's husband of obviously stealing
$30,000.
Yes, $30,000 for stealing that from her, whatever. And Tamika, I also saw Tamika talking about like Latosha's husband, like gets involved with everything. He's always involved in things. And again, when it comes to like sisters arguing or like family, even with spouses, I do not think they should be in the mix. I think like mind your business. Support your spouse, your partner, but you can do that privately, not unless it extremely calls for it, which most cases it never will. Just mind your own business. I'm a firm believer of that, because we're seeing this repetition of sisters are arguing. People need to stay out of the mix.
But yeah, I think I definitely agree with you. People need to stay out of the mix. I think that you need to watch the full episode of that, the whole thing.
What happens?
Because although their mum gets involved between
saw the
them,
mum asking to cut the cameras, but the mum is very mean to Tamika.
Yes, and that's what I was about to say. The mum gets involved between the sisters, but it is clear from the beginning of the scene whose side the mum is on.
To Latosha? Oh, she's jealous.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like the mum has had a hand at playing them against each other.
Oh, she has.
Because how can you tell one of your daughters that the other daughter is jealous? I can't be jealous of you, dog. You stole my money. Like, what are we talking about?
And jealous when we're both in the same bag.
Yes.
I know if it's Latosha, I know she had the solo career, but
that's not shade to her. But
that's not shade to Latosha.
It's just like,
what I'm saying is, it's not like she's elevated so much past Tamika that Tamika's like, oh, I want this. Tamika to me seems like, but I don't know these people. I'm saying she seems like well-rounded, like an okay.
Well, the craziest thing is when you watch the beginning of the episode and they give you a little bit of brief about them. Candy, Tiny, and Tamika were all friends.
Oh,
so they were all friends, and then Tamika introduced them to her sister Tosha, and then that's how they became the band. And so obviously Candy and Tosha never got on, and clearly sisters kind of fight. So I think Tosha almost is that odd piece, not to a three piece, but if people are already friends and then you kind of bring your sister in, sometimes it can get a bit.
Yeah.
Because although it's like your sister and it should be like, oh, my friends are your friends and we all get along, it really doesn't run like that, because your sister could have a personality that just does not rub well with the particular friends that you have. But it's the question of how much you're going to back your sister, but you're always going to back your sister, but you always have to be like, when right is right and when wrong is wrong. We've never had that specific issue, but when you're watching Tosha and Tamika and things like that, Latosha now feels like Tamika has gone over to like back Candy and Tiny, and Tamika's saying, no, like my issue with you is what you have directly done to me, which was take my money.
That sounds very.
And the craziest thing is the mum is acting like she's lying, and Tamika said, listen, like I've got the proof. You could go to jail right now with the level of evidence. We could set the case up, but because you're my sister, I wouldn't do that to you. And I'm thinking to myself, if someone has that much evidence against you, dog, and this is something that's quick. This is something that's quick to confirm. Trace bank transfer when the royalty checks coming to your bank. That's a very quick, easy way to decipher you stole my money, and that's it.
And did you send it back?
No,
because if you don't, then you've taken it. You've stolen it.
Her sister's husband was cashing her royalty checks from xscape.
Exactly. And why would I give your family money when I've got my own kids to feed? Don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
Solo album. Don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, when sisters fight, it gets crazy.
What you said about the sisters and the friends thing is quite true, because although we have friends in common, we also do have like separate friends. And I couldn't imagine dealing with a conflict of you having a conflict, or my friend, like conflict with sister and friends. However, I don't think I would ever let it get to that. Like, I don't think I would ever like let it get to that, because while I've never let my friend disrespect my sister, but I'd also let my sister know very clear, listen, do not act like this, because you're going to cause XYZ problem for me.
But I feel like even as a sister, like me just saying specifically, if I know that someone is your good friend and this person actually hasn't done anything to malicious to you, no intent to you, this is a person who is a good friend to you, I am not going to do anything to jeopardize an important relationship in your life. As a sister, I would never do that. That's just what my thing is. If me and that person have a clash of personalities or whatever, that's different from us getting into a disrespectful situation. Do you get what I mean?
No, I completely get that. But like for me, it's like you and me are quite different in that sense of, yes, we're twins and people for some reason think we're sewn to each other. But we're also quite very like independent of that, and we respect each other's relationships. Like, I'm not here to come and be in the mix of anything. Just like we don't want people getting in the mix of us, believe me, I'm not getting in the mix of anything you got going on, because it's not my business.
Yeah, I agree. That's what makes sense.
It is not my business. Talking about friends, I was on Twitter this morning and I read this article that this woman posted about why she's never going to hen do's, basically.
Okay.
And sorry, let me just pull up because I want to be specific
We
as
love
to the
an actual
reason as why.
factual.
Oh my gosh, see? I've got so many pictures. It's hard for me to go back and see. Oh my gosh. And I know this is going to cuss me out.
No,
Okay.
yeah, because I hate. Yeah.
So her reasons as to why she's never going to hen do, she finds that they're reductive. She
Okay.
finds that they're expensive.
Okay.
Doesn't like that they're exclusive to just women. And doesn't like the fact that like within hen do's, it's all about women trying to compete and outdo each other.
Is it?
Of like having the wildest hen do. That last bit I really didn't understand. I thought, who the hell is competing with each other? Who's competing in hen do's and stuff like that? And I thought to myself, I like hen do's. I don't like hen do's. I'm not fussed for a hen do. I think it's a time to where the bride's like closest gal pals or whatever come together, or it can be mixed depending on what the bride's wants.
Yeah, it depends on what the bride's crew is like.
Yeah, depending on what the bride's crew is like.
Yeah.
Or people come together to support the bride. So it's not something that I'd be like, oh, I'm never going to, because this lady in this article, she was saying that she, you know, dreads the day where she's gonna have to tell her best friend, I can't come to your hen do, because she's doing it out of principle, almost similar to veganism. And I thought, no, like that doesn't even make the two things don't equate to each other. I don't think, unless the reality situation is yes, you can't afford it, that's a completely different situation. Because these hen do's get pretty expensive.
Oh yes.
If you can't afford it, that's very different from you not going because you think it's reductive, or you don't know why it's exclusively female, or because you think it's competition between different hen do's. It really is about going to show support to the bride, I feel.
I agree. I think it's all just about going to show support as a bride. Now, if it's too expensive, that's fair. Well, generally we're in a cost of living, but in general, weddings are expensive, and when you're a part of someone's wedding, you know, it does
Even
come at a
guests.
cost. Yeah, even as a guest, it
It
costs.
costs.
If it costs. So if it's like, you know what, like I don't really have the money for, like, then you know what, it's fair. I don't really see hen do's as competition. Like
I don't get that bit, but then I'm wondering if that's just different social groups. I don't know, with other ethnic groups it might be like that. I don't know, because the ethnic groups that I don't know.
But do you know what? I don't even know if it's down to ethnic groups or just down to people's personality types. Because there's a lot of people that just want to be.
Why would hen do's be in competition? Like, I don't understand.
But that's just what people can be like. They'll be in competition over anything. And I think I see hen do's, right, as just like one big night out. Like,
Same.
If you and like your girl or whatever are used to going on nights out and having a lit time, that's exactly what we're going to do on the hen do. We're just going to go out and do what we usually do and get lit. Like, maybe we might have some few cheers and more alcohol, might be a little liquored up.
And attention focused to one person.
Yeah, and the attention focused. But if we're going to do the same things that we've been doing, because we have a good time when we go out, so we're still going to have a good time when we go out. So I do find it weird when people put such a what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh, I don't want to say heaviness, because emphasis maybe is the best word, on having the best night of their life on the hen do. Because when I think you put so much pressure on anything, you know, the egg cracks. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. You stop having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, stop, because you're so worried about making sure that you deliver on this goal of the best time ever.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get to sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, anyway, the point of the what I was saying was, in hen do's, like, I think it's just stick to the basics. Let's have a good time, and let's the person that we're celebrating make sure they have a good time. I think when you overcomplicate things, I also think when you mix, which I know it's hard to say because it depends on the bride's crew, but when you mix several different people from several different like areas, people who even it's their first time meeting each other, sometimes the energy can be a little bit off because people don't know each other, so they might not want to get lit. Like, I've been to a workmate's hen do, and as I said, we were all coming from different areas of life. Like, we all turn up in different ways, so I don't know how turned you get, you don't know how turned I get. We're kind of feeling each other out, but trying to celebrate the person. It was weird. The energy was a little off. So I remember I was having a great ass time, but other people don't. So it just gets a bit weird.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Also, I think the hen do has to suit the person.
Yes.
So I think because obviously it's not the bride herself who's planning it, it's going to be whoever's in charge of planning it. And sometimes I think if it's suited to the bride, it tends to go well. So like when I think about previous hen dos that I've been to, I'm like, okay, this suits the bride. This is like everyone's having fun, or like it's a low key or high key, not high key, but it's like, do you know what I mean? If you know, if the bride loves to go out to eat and dinner and loves to have nice dinners, then going to a nice restaurant and turning up and having all the foods and stuff like that, you know that's going to be a good kiki. That's going to be a good time because that's what the bride likes. I think the difficulty comes when it's like the people who are planning have an expectation of this is what the bride wants and it doesn't like match. And so like, I know even for when we've been talking about like mine, you've asked me what is it that you want, I've been very like, okay, this or that or whatever, but specific things I'm not really about. And I know that if I then get surprised with the things that I'm not about, I don't know.
You ain't gonna be happy, child.
I don't know.
Or just it's not, you're not gonna get the same. It just won't be the same.
And I also think bridal hen dos have evolved because one of the things she was talking about in the article, is like she's sick of going to hen dos and there's all this like penis or phallic. Sorry, let me say phallic stuff. I know you can't say certain words or something,
can't you? Anyway, go
okay. I know that. And there's all this phallic shaped stuff like the straws, the sweets, whatever it may be, and like that's like she's over that basically. And I can understand like, yeah, it's tacky, like it's a part of it, like I completely get that. However, I think now people are moving to more like bridal showers and things like that. People are doing less of that, or at least the ones
I think
that
people are
been
more
to,
into aesthetics.
they're more into aesthetics and like, oh yeah, okay, phallic shaped stuff is, I don't know, it's not funny. I don't know.
Truly noted. Not that we had any phallic shaped stuff at all.
I doubt
but
it.
yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think gone are the days of the ladette trash hen dos.
Oh yeah.
I feel like some people are still into, and if that's your bag, that's your bag. Like, listen, I have no qualms about it,
honey.
but I think gone are those days though. I feel like people are moving past it.
You're right, aesthetics, because who wants to be on Instagram with a bunch of phallic stage stuff, or do people want beautiful scenery background?
Exactly. Everyone wants everything to be like a supermodel cover of Vogue moment.
Absolutely amazing. And also, she didn't put it in here, but I would add, if I was sick of hen dos, I wouldn't want the pressure of like TikTok dances and all this malarkey business or whatever, because I think it's just too forced and contrived, especially if not everybody involved is like this. Then I don't think you should force it. Like, I have no plans, I'm sure other people do on this descendo of mine. I have no plans to be making any TikToks of any such business, and I don't have plans of taking a million gazillion pictures. I don't. It's just not in my nature. I don't mind taking a few, but it's not going to be like I need hair there everywhere all the time. I'm not that type of person.
You're not, and I think it will fit. But I think the great thing with our hens, our mother hen, cluck cluck on those hoes, is that yeah, that's I literally be saying cluck cluck. Anyway, they called me mother hen. Anyway,
mother hen chicken.
So cluck cluck on those hoes. The good thing about the hens that we have is that we don't have any forceful hens, which I like, in the sense of like, you know what, you might not be into a TikTok dance and want to do that, but 3 hens might be into it, and so they'll do it, just them 3. They don't need you to be in it if you don't want to be in it.
Thank God.
And I think that's the thing you also need to have whenever you're doing a group activity or anything, is that flexibility of like, you know what, some of you want to do this, some of you want to do that. Everybody do what works best for them,
and there's no grudge if you're not doing it.
And there's no grudge, there's no side eye, no bombastic side eyes, the TikTokers like to say. But
bombastic side eye.
Yeah, it's this sound on TikTok, bombastic side eye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah.
Have you heard it? You know what I'm talking about.
Some people I was around in the presence of yesterday had screamed it, and I thought, what the hell are these people
doing? Sorry, it's like
now that makes sense.
I'm glad I'm looping it for you, girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no side eyes like that. It's like everyone is having a good time doing what they want to do within the environment that we have created, and I think that is the key to a great hen.
That I think is honestly the key. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. If you guys have any reasons as to why you will never go to a hen do or a stag do, please let us know the reasons why, because I do not feel like the reasons given in this article were not serious enough, but I just didn't feel like they were like reason enough.
I hear you.
Like at all.
I mean, the jealous thing was weird, and
I
then
still
the
don't
thing
get
of it
that.
only being women. It's like, what if the bride isn't any close to any men, and they don't want to come more? Like, what do people want? What is she meant to do?
Yeah, like it's different for every bride. It's not like like you have to have only women, but like girl, if
Do you
it's
get
a
what I
girl's
mean?
trip, babe.
But I was
Babe.
because I obviously have guy best friends, and I think to myself, I'd never invite them on. Well, I'd hope you would never invite them on my hen do. No offense.
Well, I wouldn't think they would have a place.
I don't even think they'd want to come. But I have always thought about what their place in my wedding would be. So I've always thought about it because you do
Well, you
have
could have-
grooms women, but you don't have any brides men, and I don't know if
Oh no, I've seen though.
have you
on Instagram, yeah.
I
There's a
haven't.
few,
But
whatever,
I don't think
they're
I'd have.
cute, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have any bridesmen. But I think like, maybe I'd want them to do like a speech at my wedding. I'm always just trying to think about like how that would make.
How would the bridal shoot go in the morning with the groomsmen? Would they be the matching PJs?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly.
They
They
be the
you know,
matching
like in
PJ.
some of the bridal videos when the hens are like
Toast. Oh,
no, not toast, when they're like doing the makeup or doing the hair, like they're acting like they're primping the bride.
Oh,
Like obviously they're beaten
Oh,
down
I
with a
love
Fenty pressed powder. I don't think so.
that is so funny.
I don't think so. But yeah. So I've always thought like, how would they work in that? But I don't even think if I said this is my hen do, you lot can't. I think they'd be like, they're not coming.
Exactly. And it depends because especially like I said, if it is like we're going to do an all girls trip or all whatever, then that's very different from okay, we're going on a night out. If it's like a one night out in London, then actually, yeah, let's do mixed bag. I'm not fine. I'm not like that's fine.
Yeah, as long as it's people close to the bride. Yeah,
Yeah.
Whoever her
Again,
crew is.
it is what yeah. Although
If we were doing like one back here in London, would you invite like workmates and things? I don't know. I'm just asking because I think I would have still, if we had decided to stay in London, obviously I'm planning it, I wouldn't have invited anyone from your work, no specific offense. I would have still kept it to the hens only.
Yeah, I feel like if it was in London, it would be good for a wider group of people.
You know what? Moving very quickly. Okay, earlier, guys, I had an epiphany because I remembered something that I've been trying to talk to you about. But I've
Yes,
completely
please
forgot.
tell me.
So, guys, Poor Decisions Court is back in session. If you remember, I had to bring Carl, wheel his ass up for this Poor Decisions Court, and I have to wheel your ass up.
I'm not guilty, so go on.
We will see.
Go
Now, the
on.
thing is, I have actual evidence, right, on the phone, but the evidence is coming from a witness. I'd like to call my witness to the stand, Carl. Okay, Carl is the witness. And I will show you the evidence. I have noticed, but just me, but I don't take it. I've noticed, but I'm kind of just. Sometimes, if I'm in the middle of a specific story, you will interject in the story and talk over or interject, and so I lose my train of thought. Whereas if you tell a story, I might make a sound for it or nod my head, but I wait till it. But you like to interject to give us 2-3 sentences. So it throws me off track, but not only does it throw me off track, when I'm cutting up the clips to put on TikTok, I literally have to stop, cut your bit out, then put mine, because otherwise you can't follow the story because of your interjections. Now, I thought this was just something I noticed and was fine. But then one day I received this voice note from Carl. I want to play.
I'm actually screaming.
That's right.
I'm listening to the episode, and I was laughing because Anna's always telling you what you did and didn't do. Like every episode, there's something she's saying. No, this was what happened. You did this. Your name was this. So I was laughing before you even started telling her like you keep doing this. I was thinking this is like the last time when you saw when she was telling you that the bus thing happened at a certain time. And you were like, no, I remember when it happened because I tweeted about it, live tweeted, and then boom. But obviously, like she was like, because she doesn't remember. She's like telling you, no, this is when it happened. I'm sure it happened then. Oh my god, that's so funny. Who's older?
Okay, I'll stop there. But Carl's point was that it wasn't even the introductional story. It's when I tell a story, you will invalidate it and interject me and invalidate it just on the basis because you simply don't remember. And it annoys me, but I was glad that somebody else has noticed that you do that all the time. So when you tell a story, even if I don't remember, I want to get to the end and then you'll jog my memory, but you'll stop me dead in the tracks to tell me it didn't happen like this. It's not this, all because you don't remember. And I'm sorry to have brought you up on these Poor Decisions Court like this.
I'm now going to address the witness. Number one, I do have a problem with cutting people off. Moses tells me all the time. Every time he speaks, I'm speaking in the middle of what he says. It's honestly a problem. And it is a problem that I've noticed particularly in the last few weeks, I'm like, damn, I really cut people off. So I am learning and I'm trying, hence working on myself, to stop cutting people off. 2, however, you and me both can do that, especially when we think people are being long-winded and we're trying to like, hello, I know what you're going to say, although I do not know what you're always going to say. 3, I'm going to have words with Carl. And 4, what's happening is you're telling a story, I'm listening, I'm an attentive listener, so I've got all these questions that are bubbling in my mind, or all these statements that I'm thinking, what is this? I'm listening and I'm thinking at the same time. And because I haven't got a piece of paper to write it all down in the moment to then ask you later, and I know it sounds ridiculous, I've got to say it, otherwise I'm never going to get the answer to my question. But I have learned that I do need to maybe reserve my questions to the end, but if I ain't got a pen and paper to write it down, how am I going to remember all the questions, all the commentary I've got? I'm used to commentary. Hence, when also number 5 or 6 point, whichever point I'm on. This is the same problem we both have in the cinema. We both talk in the cinema because we both do live commentary. So I'm sorry that my live commentary is interrupted because I know I can admit that. It's the truth. However, we both do it. So I find it crazy that I'm being called out for it. Also, the voice note is very telling. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
What I would like to say is you're absolutely right. We both are cutting off speakers and interjectors and live commentary. We love a live commentary. I think my issue is just let's listen with a listening ear instead of a talking mouth at times. And that's something I'm working on. But I don't even mind the interjections as much. I think the thing that annoys me is when you are interjecting to tell me that it categorically basically didn't happen. And it's like, and now I have to stop telling what I'm saying to defend to you, to prove to you. And then when you feel satisfied enough, you're able to go back to my story. And that is annoying. So that is my main point.
I had so many points swirling in my head just then. But again, I've forgotten it because I don't have a pen and paper and I was not allowed to interject. So now I have to think about, I'm struggling to think. I can't even remember what you said because I wasn't allowed to interject. But I think I was trying to say, I have no clue, is that I did have, especially when I was younger, have a case of I'm always right-itis, basically. And I think sometimes being a know-it-all or feeling like I'm a know-it-all, I'm a self-proclaimed, I think I know it all type of person. That is where I kind of sometimes come wrong and strong and loud, basically. But I can admit my fault.
Yeah, whenever I say, no, it did happen, and then you finally remember, you always go, yeah, actually, yeah. And then you're fine with it.
Because I can let things go quickly.
And I don't have...
I'm just saying.
I don't, when you whatever, I don't hold on to it. So that's why I've said, I've never said it to you. But when Carl sent me this voice note one day, I started laughing because it's like, oh, somebody else is now noticing what I've been thinking. That's what I had to tell you.
I was going to say something else, but again, because I wasn't allowed to interrupt, I can't even remember.
Do you know what? We're going to have to get you a Poor Decisions notepad and Poor Decisions pen, and you can sit and write the notes.
I have notes and I have commentary that I need to say and add. I've got to get it out because that's just the type of person that I am. I'm always thinking. And that's what I'm saying. When you were talking about listening to
with a listening ear and a talking mouth,
look how long it's taken me to get there because I wasn't able to interrupt. I'm a type of person who I listen to understand and I listen to respond. I'm doing twofold listening, responding, understanding. And that is why I'm interrupting, not interrupting, but largely interrupting because I'm responding, I'm understanding, I'm responding, I'm understanding. And that's also why I can let things go quickly.
Well, I'm glad you let things go so quickly.
Although I felt like this show's been a personal attack. I'm not taking it personally.
Don't take it personally. Seriously, this is not a personal attack.
It's okay, Anissa. I've let it go. I'm not harboring any feelings. I told you, I'm a very forgiving person. That's what I said.
You are a forgiving person. But whenever you feel like you need to take me to Poor Decisions court, take me.
I don't need to take you to court because I'm always interrupting to confront. Number one. So I don't need to hold to wait. But not saying you held to wait.
I didn't, yes.
But now, all I'm thinking about now is I've got to listen to respond. Listen to understand. Wait to respond. And wait to understand my commentary.
No, but when we're having conversation like this, you don't have to. I don't mind interjecting for having conversation back and forth. I just mean when I'm recanting a story, it can be very confusing for me to follow my train of thought when I have to then follow whatever that you've
what I'm
interjected
saying
with.
to you is, I feel like I know what's gonna happen because I feel like I'm you. So I feel like I've experienced it, and it gets intertwined in confusion. That's it. Just a
That's
little bit
all.
confusion.
Okay. Well, ending on a light note, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, did you have...
I'm gonna say the poor decision was this poor confrontation that you gave me.
It's not a
but
poor
okay.
conversation. It was a confrontation. I just brought you to poor decisions court.
Okay,
And the
so-
verdict is...
I'm innocent.
No, I would like to say the verdict
proved
is
my
guilt.
case.
No. You agreed with the charges that you had. So the verdict is guilty, but you
No.
don't have any time. That's it.
No. It's innocent because I gave a very reasoned and sustained argument.
You gave a great argument, but that doesn't make you not guilty of the charges. You are guilty of the charges.
I'm not guilty. I've explained my position.
We need a lawyer, clearly. Well,
Go on, ask me.
okay. It's very well, not very good, but you do.
Go on.
Okay, so somebody asked this on Twitter, so I want to say, honesty hour, what's hard about dating you? Now, obviously, you're now engaged, so it's a different situation. But if you were to look objectively and whatever, what would you think is hard about dating you?
The fact that I'm so independent.
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Because honestly, obviously before honestly, the type of person that I am is, listen, I'm just not waiting around. I'll be okay. And I could still be, let's say, in the relationship. However, I've already moved on. I'm doing other things. Listen, I'm just the type of person. If this is not happening for me, I'm going to go and make it happen for myself. And also, if this person is not delivering on X, Y, and Z, okay, it's easy to find somebody else who's going to do the X, Y, and Z. I'm just that type of person. So I think it's quite hard because of that. Before Moses, I was just the type of person I could, let's say, get in things and it could seem more serious, but then I'm already out because I'm just like, what the hell is all of this business and all the stuff, whatever. I think it was hard because there's nothing you can, no, I don't want to say keep me for, but like I'm all right by myself. And I think it's very hard to convince me that, no, we've got to be in this partnership. We'll work together. Yeah.
I think it'd be very hard to convince me that I will be better off working as a teammate with somebody. I think that's difficult. In general life, I hate group work.
You do.
So
I do as well.
I don't know how you can convince me that being a team is going to be better off for me. Whereas with Moses, I've seen that as equal partners, I think we both together have elevated each other, although I'm still very independent and ambitious. But beforehand, nah. And I was always doing better. So what would you say is the hardest thing about dating yourself?
Don't date you?
Dating me? You know what? I have thought about this because obviously I saw it and it took me days to get to it. But
question.
It's so in it.
So
the fact that you
hard.
actually answered that so quickly and such a thorough answer. Well done, you.
I know how short these people are. They're shortcomings.
There you go. I was gonna say, I think probably how defensive I am. I'm a defensive person in general, but in regards to even like I'm super guarded and up here, and to even get much out of me
Spot
sometimes.
on, great stuff.
Yes, you know, the ones that you said I had a lack of earlier. Yes, I'm an incredibly guarded, defensive person. So to even get to know me in any like real sincerity capacity, it's a difficult time, and
I believe that.
That's the reality.
That's
situation.
100%.
It's very, very difficult to get to know me, and the craziest thing is I love having conversation, so I'm always going to chat, but I'm chatting about things that are so irrelevant. It doesn't tell you much about me, and that's kind of how
You
I've
can have
mastered
conversation with people for hours, and they still don't know nothing about you. Zero diddly squat.
Anyway,
Right, run up the socials.
okay, so our socials. I didn't know if you were about to do the socials, or did you want me to?
No, I did them last time.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so guys, thank you for listening to our episode of 4 Decisions. Please make sure you follow us on all our socials and like everything and comment everything. So Instagram is at Poor Decisions Show, TikTok is at Poor Decisions Show, Twitter is at Poor Decisions UK, and then on YouTube you can also find us on at Poor Decisions Show, and we're on all podcast platforms, so make sure you listen to us there. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, updating them, and yeah.
Sorry, I was just watching your cracked nails.
Oh my gosh, they're
I'm
that
so
bad.
sorry.
They're horrible.
That's all I was watching.
They are horrible. They split all. Anyway,
We hope you enjoy the pod. Make sure you comment. And it's, as Anissa said, like, subscribe, and we are active in the comment section.
We are.
Do get involved and follow Lucy Loves Food. Great recommendations. I'm always out eating, and I'm as honest as I can be, which is honest.
Very honest.
All the time.
This is a food blogger that we actually like and not one who lies to you for aesthetics.
Yeah. And also, I'm not here for aesthetics. I'm always here for taste and comfort first.
Hells yeah.
Okay.
And price point?
Or not so much. Price point?
You like
Yeah.
a fair price point?
Yeah, I like a fair price point. It depends on the occasion.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you from high to low. So if your budget is low, if your taste is low, if your taste is low, then I got it for you.
And as usual, follow me at Anissiagrams. Yes. No, because I was wondering if something that I was doing was going to be out by the time this came out, but it's not. So anyway, move on. But yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
This one?
Yeah.